Strap on those tights, lace up your boots, and get into the ring. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today, we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrity wrestling fans.
Girls didn't talk to the guy that played Dungeons and Dragons and thought karate was cool.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're ranking prominent figures within the entertainment industry who harbor a love for professional wrestling, secret or otherwise. These celebrities could either be totally unaware of pro wrestling's inner workings, or have worked behind the scenes as either a performer or a writer. The only criteria is that they love the squared circle.
And I got to a point where I literally powerbombed him through my bed, like a proper powerbomb.
Number 10, Adam Sandler. It's no secret that Adam Sandler loves casting his closest friends to co-star in many of his projects. What may be less well known is that the comedian is also an avid fan of pro wrestling, and often casts sports entertainers in his films as well. Paul White, also known as The Big Show, provided a particularly memorable bit of comic relief as the childhood wrestling hero for Sandler's character in The Waterboy.
How old are you, kid? 11? 12?
I'm 31 years old.
While Sandler himself has also made his presence known alongside family and friends at numerous WWE live events.
I mean, I met the other guys and I had a great time talking to them, but I wanted to just tell you in person, thanks for everything you do.
Number 9, Gillian Jacobs.
For the purposes of this exercise, I am Starburns.
It's one thing to be a fan of the extremely popular WWE brand, but it's another altogether to have one's ear to the ground and finger on the pulse of independent wrestling.
I know PWG.
You like it?
Yeah, I do.
Community star Gillian Jacobs takes her love of the pro wrestling guerrilla promotion beyond merely attending the live events, going the extra mile to discuss her love of wrestling with talk show hosts like Sam Roberts. Who knows, if acting doesn't work out, maybe Jacobs could find a wrestling career somewhere with the wrestling industry. We'd also love to see her face off with Community co-star Allison Brie on an episode of Glow. Number 8, Billy Corgan.
I think your actions here are sort of proving my point.
For many teenagers who grew up in the grunge-obsessed 90s, Billy Corgan will largely be known for his involvement with one of the decade's biggest bands, the Smashing Pumpkins. However, wrestling fans might know Corgan better from his most recent career changes, mainly as a pro wrestling insider. In 2011, he founded Resistance Pro Wrestling. The songwriter then moved on to a tempestuous relationship with Total Nonstop Action, Impact Wrestling, before buying the iconic Southern wrestling brand known as the NWA, or National Wrestling Alliance, in May of 2017.
I'm going to be able to write that off my bucket list because I'm going to smash your pumpkin.
Number 7, Mike Tyson. As the first WWE Hall of Famer on our list, Iron Mike Tyson has a long and loving relationship with the pro wrestling industry. The boxing legend grew up watching brawlers like Bruno Sammartino on TV, and took his love with him when he eventually started collaborating with Vince McMahon and the WWE. Tyson's most important appearance with the company was probably his spot as guest referee for the infamous WrestleMania 14 match between the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin. He may be the baddest man on the planet, but Mike Tyson also has tons of love for his wrestling buddies.
It's Shawn Michaels and Triple H DX!
Number 6, Ronda Rousey.
And I grab, you're weightless for this 1 second.
Oh, baby!
It doesn't take more than a cursory look at Ronda Rousey's MMA career to realize that there's a lot of pro wrestling love going on behind the scenes. First off, Rousey's nickname of Rowdy was borrowed from one of her favorite wrestlers, Roddy Piper.
Now hold on. You ain't the first son of a bitch to wake up out of their dream.
Then, there's also the fact that her closest female friends in the business call themselves the Four Horsewomen, after a classic wrestling faction of a similar name. Finally, Rousey herself showed up for a fun WrestleMania 31 segment alongside Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, where she put the squeeze in the boss's daughter, Stephanie McMahon.
I know that she loves WWE, and we certainly love her, and it would be a match, no pun intended, made in heaven, so.
Number 5, Maria Menounos.
Are you challenging me? Maybe I'll show you some real moves! Ooh.
In the celebrity world, there are wrestling superfans, and then there's Maria Menounos. The beautiful entertainment journalist has made no secret of her unabashed love of the industry, and takes time out of her schedule every year to co-host WWE's Hall of Fame red carpet during WrestleMania weekend. Maria isn't just a pretty face, however, and she's more than up on her wrestling history. She even managed to make a good showing herself as a competitor in tag team action on a number of occasions. Number 4, Jon Stewart.
Once again, Seth Rollins, hosting The Daily Show, given something
he did not earn.
If you're Jon Stewart and you've just finished an epic 16-year run on The Daily Show, what do you do next? Well, the answer is obvious. Enter the world of pro wrestling, of course.
I'll put you in a half Nelson, maybe a little jibbity jab and the thing, maybe a little flick flap.
Stewart had often been seen at WWE live events with his family as a member of the audience, but the comedian's 2015 exodus from Comedy Central meant that Stewart had plenty of time to make the jump from a desk to the ring. Jon famously got involved within a feud between John Cena and Seth Rollins, eventually eating an attitude adjustment from Cena as a result of his interference with their match at that year's SummerSlam.
That's Jon Stewart. John Cena. Let him down, John.
With an elbow to Jon Stewart.
Number 3, Cyndi Lauper.
WWE, it's been a long time!
Cyndi Lauper is known as one of the defining voices of the 1980s, the woman behind such classic hits as True Colors, Time After Time, and Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. However, Lauper was also one of the most important aspects of what would be known as the Rock and Wrestling Connection. This was when pro wrestling managed to reach its highest crossover potential to date, thanks to Lauper bringing her MTV fame to the world of Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, and Macho Man Randy Savage. Indeed, the 1980s wrestling boom was something truly amazing for its time, and it's highly likely that it might never have occurred were it not for Lauper's collaboration. Number 2, Jim Carrey.
Don't worry, Mom. I'll make you proud.
It was in 1999 when Jim Carrey earned critical and commercial praise for his portrayal of comedy icon Andy Kaufman. One aspect of Carrey's performance demanded that he work with another legend, this time Memphis's king of wrestling, Jerry Lawler. Kaufman had collaborated with Lawler back in the early 80s in a staged feud that spilled over from the rings all the way to Late Night with David Letterman. Carrey did an eerie job of recreating this authentic bit of grand theater, and in the process, ended up gaining a respect and love for the industry, which continues today. Before we leg drop you with our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions, brother.
I can't control it!
Oh no. I have kind of a business proposition for you. Is this a bad time? I'll call you.
Look at this!
Can you believe it?
Number 1, Snoop Dogg.
Been waiting on you to show up. And let me let you know, I'm ready.
Our number 1 pick is yet another member of the prestigious WWE Hall of Fame, and one with a direct bloodline to the wrestling business. Snoop Dogg has been part of the WWE family as an in-ring performer, musical guest, and spokesperson.
Like a sidekick.
You know what Snoop likes to say? He's paid the cost to be the boss.
But he also has a familial connection to the brand in his cousin, former women's champion Sasha Banks. Snoop even accompanied Banks, also known as the Boss, down the ramp during her entrance at WrestleMania 32, proving that his connection to pro wrestling is more than just skin deep.
I remember we rehearsed it, and thank God we did, because if we didn't, I would be freaking out.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.